Hey guys, welcome back to another Shep Talk Movie Vault. The movie today from the vault is going to be Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. But first, a quick admin note. If you like what you see here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel out greatly, and you guys know I truly appreciate it. Quick synopsis. Chick and Wilbur are just regular old freight handlers who come upon Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman. And a quick shout out and thank you to Liz Scott. She is the one that recommended this movie to me. If you guys don't know, I do have a Facebook page. The link to that and all my social media is down in the description below. And sometimes I reach out to my, fan base and ask them, I put up, here's a list of movies I'm thinking about doing. Give me your feedback. And Liz Scott was the one I chose for this next Shep Talk Movie Vault. So congratulations, Liz Scott. It's because of you that this video is getting made. And also, before we get into the movie review, quick update on how the Shep Talk Movie Vault is going to go through first. Prior, I did all the numbers, so that's why you saw all the numbered movie reviews coming through. But going forward, every other, Monday, we'll be going through the alphabet. So right now is Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. In 2 weeks will be a movie that starts with a B. In 2 weeks after that will be a movie that starts with C. I just figured it's better that way, so that way I can get through some different movie titles. If I was going through every A movie, every B movie, every C movie, I just thought it would get repetitive. And this way it gives me kind of a broader view, broader chance of seeing some other movies. So that's how it's going to go through for the rest of the time I do Shep Talk Movie Vaults. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein was first released on June 15th, 1948, directed by Charles Barton, starring, of course, Abbott and Costello, as well as Bela Lugosi. As always, the first question I answer when I pull a movie from the vault is, have I seen this movie before? And the simple answer for this is no. I've never seen Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein before. I can hardly tell you how this got into my movie vault. But here it is, and we're reviewing it now. And I'm going to say it right off the bat, when we first get Abbott and Costello on the scene, in the movie, they just had me rolling. I don't know if it's because we haven't really seen the kind of physical comedy that they did back then. I swear to God, Costello, some of the stuff he did was just pure magic. He has this gift for comedy, and then you add Abbott in there too. The straight man and the funny man together, it just takes it to a whole new level, and it just sets the tone, especially for this movie, knowing what you're getting into. I know back in the day when Abbott and Costello movies were being made, that everybody knew what they're coming into. I can't even remember if I've seen an Abbott and Costello movie. I knew who they were, but again, it was just amazing seeing their interaction on the screen. When I first saw the Wolfman on the screen, actually probably the second time, because we see him make a phone call to Abbott and Costello, but the second time we see him on the screen, I thought, oh man, this guy is actually intelligent. He's hiding from Costello when Costello goes into his room, and he's playing it smart. And then the Wolfman tries to attack Costello, but he pretty much hits every other piece of furniture but Costello, so I'm like, I get it, you're not trying to kill Costello and you're trying to make this like comedic timing, but it's just like, this room is only like 10 by 5 or even 5 by 5 or something like that. It wasn't a big room. And the simple fact that you have this powerful Wolfman in the room that can't seem to catch a slow fat man, it was just like, okay, Wolfman, you're not as smart as I thought you were. Bela Lugosi playing Dracula is always a win in my book. He's probably like the godfather for Dracula. If you ever talk about Dracula movies, you have to include Bela Lugosi in that list. Sad to say, I can't remember if I've ever seen a Bela Lugosi movie as him as Dracula. Maybe some of the later ones I did. I'll have to go back. If not, maybe down the road I will check out one of Bela Lugosi's Dracula movies. But it shows in this movie why he's synonymous with Dracula. Just that piercing stare alone that we get is, it's just pure Bela Lugosi, and it's always a win, and it's fun to see him on the screen. And I can't wait to hopefully see more movies with him in it when I do older reviewed movies. One of the confusing things in this movie and I know it's probably rolled into for a comedic effect, was I don't get the whole, kidnapping Costello and taking his brain to revive Frankenstein. I get it, you don't want an overly smart or intelligent man because you don't want him fighting Dracula's power over Frankenstein. But I don't know if they did any surveillance on Costello. He is scared of everything. Man, there could be a mouse in the corner and he's running out the door. There could be a squeaky sound coming from someone opening up a door somewhere or a window and he's out the door as well. So that's not the kind of brain I would want to see in Frankenstein. Again, I don't need to see that over intelligent, over, smart guy kind of brain. Hell, Abbott would probably have been a better, brain to choose from. So just having that whole dynamic kind of threw me off a little bit on that one. It's like, okay, I get it. You want Costello because he's, I guess not as intelligent or smart as most people. But again, I think you'd want a little bit more intelligence than what Costello was portraying in this movie. And then we get the revival of Frankenstein. And if anybody complains about Stormtrooper's aim anymore, I'm going to point them back to this movie and go, man, Frankenstein could not even hit the side of a barn if he's in the inside of it. There's a part where he's throwing these crates at a boat that's probably 5 feet from him and is going around that whole boat. Not even one hits it. At least give me one crate hitting a boat. So I was just laughing. I get it. It's a comedic moment. And there we go with Cotton again. It's all done for comedy, but it's like, man, come on. You need to give us a little bit more, especially if you're showing us this physical comedy before. Give us a little physical comedy. Could have hit Costello. He could have gone into the water and had him spluttering coming up again. It was just, it was just like, Frankenstein needs to be a little bit better than that. Though I will say something, guys. It is nice and refreshing to come back to a movie that was filmed before the overabundance use of green screens, the fluff budgets where, you just have all these special effects. It was great to see practical effects. It was great to see a movie that, did not rely on a lot of tricks and gimmicks. Of course, there was tricks and gimmicks in this movie, but it was refreshing to see that kind of physical comedy that we haven't really seen in a while. Yeah. And then again, I cannot stop talking about the comedic power of Abbott and Costello. These two were dynamite. They have a chemistry together. It's no wonder that they were such great actors or headliners in their day. And with that being said, guys, as always, I only have 2 verdicts in a Shep Talk Movie Vault video, and that's either keep it or delete it. And if you haven't been able to tell by now, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is a definite keep it in my books. Again, there's not a lot going on. It's a straightforward plot, but it's the comedic power between Abbott and Costello and the iconicness of Bela Lugosi playing Dracula. It's just, it's something that we can go rely back and go back to, and just have a nice relaxing movie and have a nice laugh. So guys, as always, man, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next review.